I tore open my girlfriend's brand new Christmas gift right in front of her, rewrapped it, and wrote my 12-year-old son's name on the tag, and she didn't say a single word. My girlfriend and I both have a child from our previous relationships. She has a daughter, I have a son. Blending a family is hard, but we swore from day one that we would never let our kids feel a dynamic of favoritism. So when the holidays rolled around, we locked in a strict, unbreakable budget, exactly $1,000 for each child. By last Tuesday, the shopping was completely done. We had spent exactly $1,000 on her daughter and exactly $1,000 on my son. The receipts were filed, the gifts were hidden, and the financial peace of mind was set, or so I thought. This morning, she completely blindsided me. She sat down at the kitchen table, looked at our shared bank account statements, and casually announced that she wanted to buy her daughter an iPhone. Not a basic model either, a top-tier edition that would easily add another $1,200 to her daughter's pile. I looked at her like she had lost her mind. I told her we already hit the limit. If you buy that phone, your daughter is sitting at $2,200 for Christmas, and my son is left at $1,000. That's a massive, unfair gap. She immediately dug her heels in, rolling her eyes and saying, "My daughter needs a new phone. What's the big deal? Your son is a kid. He's never even going to notice the price difference." The back and forth escalated instantly, turning into a 3-day screaming match that poisoned the air in our house. "It's a shared account," I reminded her, slamming my hand on the counter. "This isn't a situation where it's your daughter and your private money. Every dollar you spend on that phone is money we built together. If we even out the playing field and spend another $1,200 on my son to keep it fair, we are deep in the hole for $4,400 just for one morning. We literally cannot afford that level of luxury." But she refused to listen. To her daughter's happiness was an emergency, and my son's feelings were just an afterthought. She kept repeating the same toxic line: "He won't know, he won't notice." But that wasn't the point. It was the principle of the matter. It was the blatant favoritism happening right under our roof, funded by a joint bank account. By the third afternoon of the exact same argument, the tension broke me. She looked me in the eye and said, "I don't care about the budget anymore. I'm ordering the phone tonight, and you're just going to have to deal with it." A cold, calculated calm washed over me. I didn't yell, I didn't argue. I simply stood up from the couch, walked directly over to the Christmas tree, and knelt down in front of the pile of presents. I searched through the glittering paper until I found the heaviest box, the one containing the premium MacBook Air I had spent weeks picking out, saving for, and wrapping beautifully for her. She watched me from the kitchen, her expression shifting from smug superiority to total confusion. "What are you doing?" she asked, her voice dropping. I didn't answer. I grabbed the edge of the expensive metallic paper and ripped it down the center. The crisp sound of tearing paper filled the silent room. I pulled out the white box, exposing the laptop, and laid it flat on the carpet. "Are you insane?" she screamed, rushing into the living room as she realized exactly what was happening. "That's my Christmas present! Stop touching it!" I ignored her completely. I grabbed a fresh roll of green wrapping paper, pulled a long sheet across the floor, and placed the laptop box right in the middle. With slow, deliberate movements, I folded the edges, taped them down securely, and smoothed out the creases, while she stood over me, trembling with pure rage. I reached into my pocket, pulled out a thick black marker, and grabbed a fresh gift tag. In plain, bold block letters, I wrote my son's name on the line. I stood up, walked back to the tree, and placed the newly wrapped MacBook Air right at the front of his pile. I turned around to face her, tossed the black marker on the coffee table, and crossed my arms. "What did you just do?" she whispered, her face completely pale. I looked at her and said, "You wanted to add $1,200 to your daughter's side of the tree, right? Well, consider it done. But since we can't afford to take another $1,200 out of our bank account to even things out for my son, I just reallocated the assets. Your laptop is now his laptop. Now the budgets are perfectly equal again, give or take $100. The room erupted. She called me petty,